This is the Harbor Freight 12-piece screwdriver set. As you can see, you kind of get gypped a little bit because they give you 8 flat screwdrivers, and how many of those you really already have and or need, and only 4 Phillips, which of course you're going to come across a lot more of those. They give you a stubby, both Phillips and flat. That's number 2 point on the. This is the biggest Phillips they give you, which does have a hex shank on it. Then they give you a number 1. I believe that's a number 0. And of course the stubby, and then they give you a pretty wide flat blade stubby and a whole other assortment of flat blades, bigger, smaller ones, etc., and a nice long one also with a hex shank on a couple of them. A couple of things to point out: this one actually has a screw starter or a screw holder or whatever you want to call it. You just push like that and it opens up the prongs to kind of hold the screw in place as you do that. But the quality of these screwdrivers really does leave a little bit to be desired. The grips are okay, they're not too bad. Problem you will definitely find is, I don't know if you can see that right there, that little piece. A lot of these have little pieces of flashing that you'll have to dress with like a razor blade. So they're not really the highest quality tools that you'll find. It's essentially like going to a dollar store and buying a dollar store screwdriver, except they're not $1 a piece, it's less than that. And you can also see here on this one that the shaft of the screwdriver is not pushed all the way in to the actual handle. It still works fine, but it's not driven all the way in for a really tight interference fit. They also glue the handles, glue the shanks into the handles, and you'll see this one here has some excess glue on it going around right there. And that also is something that you probably would want to trim up with a razor blade. So all in all, it's an okay set. If they gave you maybe 6 and 6, it would be a lot nicer, because again, how many little flat blade screwdrivers do you really need? And as far as the longevity and or quality, I used this one just once, and if you look closely, you can see it's just a little tiny bit chewed up. Not too bad. I, again, really don't know the longevity of these and how long they're going to last, or how good of a quality the actual tips are. I only tried it on these screws, part of my staircase here. These screws I had put in years ago when I moved in, and I never thought they would actually loosen up, but they actually did a little bit. This is just to keep everything nice and tight. And I mean, it does the job, certainly, as you can tell. So I just don't like that it's getting that chewed up, so it's probably a pretty soft screwdriver. But then again, for $8 or $9, whatever it was for the whole set, you can't really go wrong. These are a great set of, say, knock-around screwdrivers for the garage, or just around the house for little projects here and there. If you have a screwdriver, or rather something you need to pry open and you really don't care what happens to the screwdriver, this will make a great set for that. And again, for the price, you can't go wrong.